Alright guys, so today we are reshimming the valves on a yfz450. So you can see we already kind of been in it a little bit. We already got our measurements and all that, so we know which ones we want to change. Big thing to do when you take the cap off and you get your marks set and all that is make sure you put like a little wire. You can see it in the video here on your chain there, so when you're taking your cams out, you don't want that chain falling down in there if you don't plan on replacing it. So we took our cap off, we got our marks and all that. If you look up other videos, they'll show you a little bit more detail, but there's a mark in there which for some reason we could not find on this one, but we found out where the marks needed to be as far as on the cams here. So you got a dot up here and you got a dot here, and then on the other side you got a dot here and up here, and we also marked our teeth right here so we know exactly how to set it back in. So one of the other first steps you'll do is you're going to want to undo the boot on your carb here so you can push it off, or at least push it to the side to give you a little bit more working room. And some videos said that you had to take this out and other ones said that you didn't. So what had us confused when we were doing this was that we were turning it counterclockwise to release the tension as you would take a bolt out, but that's not the case. So actually what it does is that's your full tension, and that's how it is in there naturally. So you want to go clockwise, and you'll do is keep going clockwise, and then it's going to just lock barely, and it only takes a little nudge counterclockwise again to release that. I'll show you one more time. So we went all the way clockwise, it locked. Now that would be when you would be able to take your chain out, or as far as that's your whole tension. And so how we'll do it, put it back in, we'll have it like that. Then once it's in there, tighten down, we'll go in there, boom, you're good to go. So that's how your cam chain tensioner works, if you guys weren't wondering, or if you guys were wondering. So now we're going to take our caps off, and we're going to get our cams out of there and see what we got for shimming. Alright guys, just a couple tips and tricks here when you're doing this. One, if you have a nice T-handle like this, Craftsman makes one. Motion, I think it's just called Motion. And they make some really nice T-handles and all that. It's not a must for this job, but it is nice when you're taking these caps off. So another thing too is do yourself a favor. Leave your spark plug in there, because you are concentrate when you're taking these bolts off that you don't drop them in the motor, because then this will ruin your day. So just having that hole plugged at least will at least help the chances of it falling in the motor. Obviously you still have over here, then you're gonna have to try to fish it out with the magnet, or you probably have to take the side case off. It's not the end of the world, but just try not to make the job any longer than it has to be. So other than that, get these off and all that. We're gonna pop our caps off here, and then we're gonna get at the cams and get those pulled out, and then we're gonna shim this thing up. Alright guys, two more tips. When you're taking the caps off, try to be gentle, because you're gonna have these right here on the cam, and when you pull up, if you pull up too hard, you take the chance of it maybe bouncing and going inside there. So we were lucky this time, and we'd have any issues like that. The other thing too, so you guys don't have to worry about keeping bolts in order, as far as they're all the same length. So another nice thing you don't have to worry about. Alright. Hey, what's up guys? We are back today. We are working on the YFZ 450. So last time you seen, we were talking here, I took a pause because we were shimming this, and we thought we got it all good, and then ended up we shimmed one wrong, so we had to take it out, and then I made a stupid mistake, and I got so frustrated that I just had to stop. So we got one of our buddies coming over today. He's gonna kind of help me out a little bit with it, just to make sure I'm doing everything correctly, just because you want to make sure that you time and shim these things correctly, or you'll grenade the motor. So we don't want to do that. So that's also another reason why we been lacking on the videos a little bit. these last probably 2 weeks really, between this and us just getting this in the other day, has been a struggle. So we were fixing death wobble on this Jeep here, and we had to replace some ball joints and all that, and we got a little too spicy on one of the ball joints, and we ended up making a stupid error, and we broke the little the boot on it. So, and actually I think we did a little bit more damage than that, but even with the boot, you know, tore like that, we can't use it. So we had to buy another one, and fortunately it's going to take a week for that thing to come in, but it's just the name of the game. It's no big deal. So we're going to get that part in too, and we got some other goodies for this thing, but that's pretty much what's been going on in the garage this past week or so. But looking to turn things around. It's a new week now, so our goal is to get this thing hammered out, done, out of the garage, and then we will get cracking on the CJ next, which I'm pretty pumped about. Then hopefully the parts will be in for this guy here, and get this thing dialed in the way it should be. So this is the woman's Jeep here. You'll probably see this video before you actually see the video of this being complete. So this is her 08 Rubicon. It's a real nice Jeep. She picked out everything on this Jeep that she did. You know, she went with 37s, nice fender flares. There's a lot of little goodies on this thing that we'll go through when we actually do a video just on her Jeep. So, all right, guys, we're waiting for our buddy to show up, and we're gonna get at this thing. All right. All right, guys, so Nick ended up coming and with this nice red cape and saved the day. He helped us out with our little issue that we kind of made a little error. And as far as helping us get the numbers right with the shimming and all that. And I actually learned a couple things too, as far as like, 'cause I was looking at the sprocket here on the cam. I don't know if you guys could see it or not, but that's like little dimples. And I didn't know if that was like cam wear or something like that, but that's actually, I guess, the splash the oil as far as the top end to keep it all nice and lubed up. So other than that, another little tip for you guys: if you can't get your bottom screw out on your left side of your case to rotate the motor, it's just put it in gear, and don't put it in first gear. The higher the gear you go, actually the easier it is to rotate. So put it in, you know, 5th gear, and you can rotate the motor that way, and it'd be a lot easier. So it's almost probably better doing that than trying to take out the, either you got to have a oversized Allen, you know, it's huge, that not your average person has, or you got to use their Phillip design, which it's not the best. Either you can go try to get a $50 coin and break your thumb off trying to twist it, or you could use a flathead and gouge it all up. So choice is yours, but spinning the back tires is a pretty good way to get at her. So other than that, as far as our shimming wasn't actually too crazy off. Our one must have been we were up for too long and our mind just spiked out and shut down. But other than that, everything else was pretty solid. So there actually were some that were still in spec, but we're gonna open them up a little bit just so they don't tighten. And that was one thing I asked Nick, like, what actually causes this to happen? And it's actually, I mean, these motors are running at 10,000 RPM, sometimes plus if you amp them up. But these motors take so much abuse. I mean, this might be a stock motor, but these are built race motors. I mean, they're taking a lot of abuse, and that's why they say, you know, 50 to 70 hours, you should probably rebuild these things usually. Depends how hard you are on it, right? So, I mean, these just take so much abuse. So, but pretty much it's your valve, you know, is either stretching in there, or, you know, you're wearing the bottom of your head from just all the beating from the valves and all that. And that's usually why you have to end up shimming. That's why I was telling you, like, you only want to shim so much. Because what you're doing is you're fixing, you know, what's wearing in there with shims, which stuff's still going to wear. And just like, you know, like a rubber band, a rope, whatever, you know, something can only stretch so far, and then it's going to snap, and then you're going to have real issues. So I'm done babbling now. I'm going to help Nick out here, and we're going to get this thing hopefully put back together and get her fired up. Alright. Alright, guys, so that's it for today's video. Old Nick there helped us out. we got our valves lined in and all that, and we went through the whole carb, and we have it jetted right, but it's still not running correctly. And one of the big things that we noticed too was that the timing chain was pretty beat. So I pretty much knew the guy's intentions with this thing, so I knew he was probably just going to sell it. He didn't want to put that much money into this thing, so I was trying to help him save a couple dollars, but it looks like, and they're not much, I think it's like 30 bucks for a timing chain, but he's probably going to have to put a new timing chain in this thing, because it does not seem to be happy still. So the valves aren't bad. I mean, we didn't have to shim them much to, you know, keep them in spec and all that, so the valves are dialed in. So the motor's got good compression, it's got great spark, seems like it's getting the proper, it's getting fuel, it should be running better. So it's not running correctly. It's just, whenever you go to hit that throttle at all, it just falls on its face and dies. So, and the idle's way off, something's not right. So, yeah, we're going to shoot for the cam chain, timing chain, and we're going to go from there. So, thanks for watching, guys. I know our video's been a little off lately. We're just trying to get some stuff hammered out in the garage. And so, thankfully, we get to at least complete this video today. It's not how I wanted it to end. I was hoping this thing would be running, but it's not. So, there'll be another video on the yfz450, probably. And then we'll have another video on the Rubicon as far as wrapping that up, hopefully this weekend. But we'll see what's going on. But we're gonna get this probably off the jack, and we might roll it out of here and get maybe the other Jeep in, just because we're gonna have to wait on parts and everything like that, and might have to tell the guy, you know, we might need a little bit more time on this thing, but we'll see what happens. So, alright guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you later.